listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk, only on Paranormal Experienced Radio, broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
"45 minutes past the hour. You are listening to Ghost Talk Radio with me as your host, Shelly Robertson. Joining me tonight is Kristin Boyd, and we are broadcasting live on station WBHM from Ohio's most haunted jail, the old Paulding County Jail, located in Paulding, Ohio. Now, we have been discussing serial killers and the hauntings surrounding them this evening. If you missed the first part of the show, you can always listen to our full show archive at your leisure on Spreaker, Google Play, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. We will post our archives on our Ghost Talk Radio Facebook page. You just go to Facebook, type in Ghost Talk Radio, and we'll pop right up. And you can look at all of our photo albums we have there from tonight's show and from previous shows. Now, we have been talking about some of the most sadistic serial killers who committed some of the most horrific murders, and it is no wonder why there are so many hauntings surrounding these crime scenes, including the spirits of the people who committed the killings. But there is even a more scarier serial killer than the ones we spoke about already. Those are the ones who don't seem weird, who aren't social outcasts, the ones who actually fit right in and are actually pillars in our communities. You may be friends with them. They may live right next door to you and you don't even know about their dark side, because in all other aspects, they seem perfectly normal. And we will leave you tonight with one more very famous serial killer who fits just this description. And it is Dennis Rader, also known as the BTK killer. Why don't you tell them about the BTK killer, Kristin?
All right. Known as the BTK killer, Dennis Rader murdered 10 people in Wichita, Kansas area from 1974 to 1991. Often leaving clues to taunt the authorities.
Oh, yes.
Now, by all accounts, he seemed like a normal member of society. He spent 1966 to 1970 in the United States Air Force. And upon discharge, he moved to Park City, where he worked in the meat department of a Leaker's IGA supermarket, where his mother was a bookkeeper. Now, he married Paula Dietz on May 22nd, 1971, and had 2 children.
All normal.
All normal. He even attended Butler County Community College in El Dorado, earning an associate's degree in electronics in 1973. Well, he then enrolled at Wichita State University and graduated in 1979 with a bachelor's in administration of justice.
Isn't that ironic?
Very much so. Well, he also worked as an assembler for the Coleman Company, an outdoor supply company. He worked at the Wichita-based office of ADT Security Services from 1974 to 1988, where he installed security alarms as part of his job. And this just blows my mind. And in many cases, for the homeowners concerned about the BTK killings.
That just freaks me right out. So you have the killer installing your alarm system, and he can get around that any old time he wants because he installed it.
That's just insane.
Oh, my.
Well, Rader was a census field operations supervisor for the Wichita area in 1989, before the 1990 federal census. Now, in May 1991, he became a dog catcher and compliance officer in Park City. Now, in this position, neighbors recalled him as being sometimes overzealous and extremely strict. And one neighbor complained he euthanized her dog for no reason.
Oh, boy.
Now, on March 2nd, 2005, the Park City Council terminated Rader's employment for failure to report to work or call in. He had been arrested for the murders 5 days earlier.
How about that? So he missed work.
Well, Rader was also a member of Christ Lutheran Church and had been elected president of the church council.
So think about this. He was a member of the church council while he was committing these murders.
I don't even know how he could do that.
I don't know. Keep going, because I know there's more creepy stuff.
Oh, there is. Well, he was also a Cub Scout leader.
How would you like him leading your little Cub Scout troops?
It just keeps getting better and better. So, on July 26, 2005, after Rader's arrest, his wife was granted an emergency divorce, which waived the normal waiting period.
Oh, absolutely. Of course it would.
Couldn't blame him for that.
Yes.
So he would stalk his murder victims sometimes for weeks, break into their homes, then bind them, torture them, and kill them. He found the killings to be sexually gratifying, and he often took items or souvenirs, if you will, from the victims after killing them.
Oh, my.
He would then send or leave notes about this to taunt law enforcement. Now, after killing 10 people, he went silent for many, many years, until 30 years after his first murder, which actually included an entire family, a wife, a husband, and their 2 children.
Yeah, so children were not off limits to Dennis Rader.
No. Oh. Well, he started sending taunting letters and even some of the murder victims' items to police.
Oh, boy, getting brazen.
Very much. Well, after 30 years or so?
Right, he thought he was scot-free,
Yep.
home scot-free.
However, he made his last mistake by sending his last note to police on a floppy disk, where police were able to track it and found the disk came from his computer at the church where he was president of the church council.
Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine
Oh, my gosh.
all the members of the church? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I'm sure they flipped.
Oh, yes.
So, of course, after he was caught, he gave confessions to the murders he committed, speaking as if he were just carrying on a normal, everyday conversation.
And I watched this trial, and it was just bizarre. He did. He told about it. He told details what he did. Talking just like you're having a normal conversation over coffee. It was the strangest thing.
No emotion.
None whatsoever.
Well, he was sentenced to life without parole. It is said that many of the locations where he murdered people are haunted by the spirits of the victims, including EVPs, strange noises, and even ghostly shadows.
Could you imagine? And I mean, I saw interviews after he was caught, because it was quite a shock. And I watched the trial on TV, and they were stunned. They had no idea, because he was so normal, and he fit into everything in the community.
He was a part of everything.
Yes, so he was not even suspected. Think about the people who thought about, oh my gosh, he installed my alarm system and he was a serial killer.
Yeah.
You have no idea. I mean,
scary.
That's very horrific indeed.
Yes,
I mean, everyone truly was so shocked, all the people that was interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
So I ask all of you out there, my listening friends, do you all really know your neighbors? Do you? Right?
Yeah.
Now, I want to take a moment to let you all know what we have coming up here at the jail for the month of September. And we have some exciting things coming up.
Very exciting. I cannot wait.
Oh, yes. September is going to be a fun and busy month for us. Now, I want to let everybody know that we do have a Ghost Hunt Weekends public ghost hunting event scheduled for next Friday and Saturday, September 7th and 8th. This event is organized and put on by Ghost Hunt Weekends, one of the largest paranormal event companies in the United States, with an office in the UK. Ghost Hunt Weekends is owned and operated by Chad and Stacy Morin, who are just wonderful people. And I want to add, just so everyone out there is aware, that there are only 3 full weekends left for this year to attend one of those fantastic ghost hunts. Then after that, the jail will then close down for the winter season as far as ghost hunts are concerned, opening again in May of next spring. Now, you can reserve your spot for one of the remaining hunts by going to ghosthuntweekends.com and clicking on the Old Paulding Jail. There are just a few remaining tickets left, so get your spot reserved today. We have a few private group paranormal investigation dates left for this year. So if you have a few friends or a paranormal team and you want to come investigate the jail privately, go to 187pi.com, as the private sessions are booked directly with us. And also at our website, you can find all the available details and the remaining dates that are left for this year. And I do think we have a couple weekdays that are going to be added to that calendar, but for the most part, weekends are done gone for the year, I do believe. We also have the escape games running the month of September, and the September theme is the Barker crime family. And this one is such a really fun one. And we have noticed the ghosts here, the spirits here in the building, they find comedy in this theme too. They have disembodied, laughed, and said, "Look at them" and stuff. We've got all this evidence on video. It's funny. So I think they laugh at us during this one because we're dressed up as inmates and we've got people chained and locked up in the cell blocks, and they're finding it comical. So, and we find that comical too.
Yeah, we do.
Here's something really exciting. I can't wait. September 13th through the 16th, 187PI will be at Scarefest, which is the largest paranormal and horror convention in the United States, and it's held in Lexington, Kentucky. We have a booth there. So, to all of our listening friends out there, if you are going to be there, stop by our booth and say hello to us in person. That'd be fantastic. Now, I also want to say, Kristen, tonight, who would you say was the favorite serial killer for you to have covered?
Oh gosh, there's so many great ones. I think Dahmer is going to be at the top of my list on this.
Well, I'll tell you, the place stunk so bad, and they had reported the smell also.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I saw a lot of the photos and stuff, and they were just hauling out even barrels of body parts. There was pots of things cooking on the stove, and
my goodness,
it was quite an ordeal.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
He did not put up a fight when they caught him either. He
seemed very relaxed.
Yeah, he went with them peacefully. And one thing about him, he would go to the clubs to pick up gay men, and they followed him with no problems. Now, wouldn't you think once you went to an apartment that didn't smell quite right, it smelled, because I'm sure rotting flesh just smells like nobody's business. Would you stay?
No.
Would you not just open the door and that hit you in the nose and...
I'd be like,
Bye now.
Exactly.
I want to thank everyone for taking time out of your busy schedule to listen to our live broadcast tonight, and I wish everyone a wonderful evening. Tune in next time for more